Listen to that. It looks like a cop pulled up across the street, and listen to that aircraft fly over the head of this place. I'm gonna walk out and look at it. Thought I'd just walk out and see what the Joneses are doing. I Maybe it's a cop that's across the way, but you know they're sitting there at that fire hall station. I didn't want to walk over there and say something to them. Maybe they're watching. There must be somebody. Maybe they're over there smoking dope. Well, you never know. Or maybe there's going to be some drug trafficking going on here. I see a light on the dash. I don't see nobody outside of the car or anything like that. I can see it. It's just right over there. They park right here where they could perfectly see through my through their window. If they look in the mirror, they could just the mirror. Oh, what's he doing? Well, he's just having a good fucking time because he busted Donald Trump. You see? And all of them are quiet around here now. And they still come out and they do surveillance now. And they think it's really cute. It's like playing a game of cat and mouse with somebody. And then you finally found out what their motive was. And their motive was, well, there's a saw on the front of a bowling alley in Morton, Washington. Now, there's a saw on a bowling alley in Morton, Washington. And when I brought that to their attention, I thought that bowling alley was named after a Muslim, a Syrian, and it may be so. Millhouse may be a universal name that also collides with them because all these people are living by signs. That's exactly what they're doing. They're living by signs. You see, it's like, okay, we can go in and we can look at different things, but what it's easier for me to do is I run a video about something, and then I tell you what is really going on in the video. It's like looking at the clothes that someone wears when they're singing songs and stuff like this. And I was just watching something earlier, and I was thinking, wow, look at that. Oh, it was Michael Jackson, matter of fact. Michael Jackson There's a person right there. I've had a couple cocktails, so I'm about ready to go off on something. So, Michael Jackson, I will put it just like this: Michael Jackson should not have been drinking juju juice with little boys in his bed. Now, did Michael Jackson really have sex with those boys? I'm not sure. I don't know what the situation was, but let me tell you something about Michael Jackson. I was watching a Thriller video just earlier, and when it comes on that Thriller video, he says to the girl, he says, I'm different than others. She goes, yeah, Michael, yeah, I know that you're different. He says, no, I'm different than everyone. And he's wearing that red, he's wearing that Republican red and that yellow, you know. And another person that wore the red and the yellow to me was Hulk Hogan, you know. And I can remember Buddy Rose. He was wearing the red too. I just wonder how much, I think that these people were actually leaned on. And you're going to pay. You're going to pay a price. You know, are these guys actually being shook down for money? Giving up 20% for, you know, just call it courtesy. Call it courtesy that the cops are going to hammer you for 20%. I seem to wonder what was really going on with Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, he ended up dying. Well, who killed him? Well, his doctor killed him. I mean, I heard everything about it. Am I wrong, you guys? Am I wrong as a person that's looking out and saying, wow, what happened to Michael Jackson? Why did Michael Jackson do what he did? Okay. Now look at my bowling alley here on the side of this motorhome here. A 37-foot motorhome with Alpine Bowl on it, and it's like there's a circus here. It's a 30-some-foot motorhome. It does catch people's attention. My brother-in-law and sister would rather go out, and my sister would come out here and she'd cut down all the shit around the property that needs to be laid down anyway. But she would go out there and rather than cut that down so you look at that instead of looking at this motorhome, or putting something up in front of this motorhome so you're looking at that instead of this motorhome. It's kind of like the boat that sits right next to the motorhome right here. But I washed the boat and I put the tarp over it and I put it on blue instead of gray because they had it gray rock. And there's something to that. Now what did Michael Jackson do? He went and did that very thing. He did that very thing by making his place into a Never Land Ranch. He wanted you to look at him. Look at me, I'm goddamn Michael Jackson, he's saying. But what was Michael really saying? And then his havoc caught up with him. And the end of his career happened. Well, this sounds like Elvis Presley. Now, Elvis Presley's the same thing. And then Michael Jackson says he's the king of pop. Do you understand extortion? Do you understand extortion of these people? Even Frank Sinatra, he was part of the Rat Pack, yes, and he was part of the Rat Pack, no. He was probably another person that was, hey man, you just go along with it, you pay the goddamn 20%. Isn't that something? Now I've got cops here in front of my house. Now I don't have one, I have 2 cops in front of my house over there. No, right here. No, there must be some kind of a meeting going on here at the fire hall. I could unscrew this to prove it, but I'm telling you what, they're having some kind of a circle jerk at the fire hall. Oh, I could tell it's a cop that's walking up because he's got a vest and he just flashed his light towards me, and now he's talking to those people. Maybe those people are there illegally parked. And the officer came now to run them off. because that's what he should be doing. That's what his goddamn job should be very well be. And I could see he's a law enforcement officer right there. And you see it's right across the fire hall. And, you know, I could go and unscrew my thing and move it over there right now. But I'm telling you, that very thing is happening at this very moment. And what I've been saying is true. You know, I bought some nice clothes and stuff so I can come out and do this. You know, I don't make no money off of this. What am I doing this for? For profit? I don't ask for anything on my YouTube channel. It's all free. I don't think that I should put a fee on it, but if I did put a fee on it, it would be so you guys could see what I would do with the money, because I would make it so transparent when I was do something with that money for the good of the community, the good of nature. The officer just left. I see he pulled away first. I still see the other car there with the headlights on. But I know that was an officer, and the reason I knew is because I seen his reflective on his vest that he came out with. You know, that's what I really did notice to make me know that he was an officer that was there, that walked up there, talked to the person like that, and he also took his light out, and I seen him flash his light. You know, if it was a signal that, you know, it's a cop that's coming there. I imagine that could be very well, you know, that he just told them that it was a cop that was coming up to the door by doing that very thing. You gotta remember what you look at when you're looking at a criminal, or you're just being observant. I mean, my dad taught me to be observant because my dad wanted me to watch out for him, and if I seen anything, I was supposed to come right to him and tell him, and no other person. My allegiance was to my dad, because why? He got me out of a cage when I was a child. He got me out of a cage while I was a child. And even though the people are across the way and it's cops or something like that, I still wave to the people that comes by here. Why? They come by my motorhome all the time. They had been acting out. I've had the curtains closed and stuff. I did put up the bowling alley scene out there so they could just goddamn see it. Now who's really in the motorhome? Well, now they see me, because now I've ripped my windows off like this. They could goddamn see me sitting here in this thing, right here in this motorhome, right here on Delphi and Alpine. I'm going to sit here every night and sing and do whatever I want, because you know what? Now that they're facing the tune of somebody coming forward and saying right there, they could either come out here and shoot me with their goddamn guns, or they could goddamn grow up and knock it off. And I want all the American public to know what they've done, those dirty son of a bitches that's been out here harassing me day and night, thick and thin, for 50 goddamn years. The police force has been doing it. And goddamn them for doing such a thing. And I want every American to know, it doesn't matter whether you're black or whether you're white, they're discriminated against me just as bad as they've discriminated against you. And they may have even discriminated against me even goddamn more, because I was D.B. Cooper's son. They put my pictures all over the United States of America on the front of a shirt. And they put me on the run, and they stole my children from me. And they're holding them hostage. And those goddamn cops should go goddamn down. You know, if there's any goddamn cops out there that has any fucking ethics, you turn into this goddamn channel right now. And you be told the fucking truth. Because somebody's goddamn right here telling you. You dirty son of a bitches that hide behind a goddamn badge and a gun that sits right across the street from me right fucking now. Now you're pulling away. Maybe you goddamn got the idea. I'm gonna get down on you. You are fucking a taxpayer's fucking employee. Now you goddamn act like it. All of you goddamn cops from sea to shiny sea. I just seen another goddamn thing tonight where they fucking shot up a family of 6 people, and they're fucking pulling the goddamn coup. The coup goddamn fucking Republicans. And I don't mind telling you the truth because I'm John Wright and they're not. My dad was D.B. Cooper and he was a Zodiac killer and they forced him to do the job. Amen.